When my parents grew up, the hippie look dominated. Soft, sweat-scented men in raw leather and olive green parkas, half Woodstock, half DDR. Know-it-all hippie swine with Jesus complexes, who in reality were pompous patriarchs claiming a monopoly on reality. They had replaced God, king, and country with Marx, Dylan, and Freud, new gods serving the same functions: dominance and oppression. You were subjected to circle pedagogy, folk music, and enforced solidarity with the weak and marginalized, instead of basic civility. It was all a lie, and punk gave us our power back, and the right to enjoy everything, not just the correct or sensible. Punk was like developing fluid, a ventilator back then, before it ended up in a museum shortly after. Thankfully, the hippie era imploded in the 80s. The drugs stopped working after a few years, and the hippies became a little jealous after all when their wives were sleeping with friends in the commune, or turned lesbian. Money had to be scraped together, and when the crisis became permanent, the ideals died. By the time the Berlin Wall fell, the hippies who had avoided Krishna and heroin had barricaded themselves in bourgeois ghettos, close to upscale wine shelves, or they had quietly faded into small-time rural enclaves. Solidarity was gone. Nothing mattered as long as there were new consumer goods in the sacred boomers' temple. Although they are a massive and fairly articulate generation, they've withdrawn from the debate, bloated with gourmet indulgence. The strong ones can't even be bothered to fight for decent nursing homes, since they already have a villa in Tuscany, lined up for retirement. These red wine vampires have long ceased to be the solution, and have instead become the problem. And what happened to solidarity? The difference between them and their old enemies, the suits, has been reduced to a war of style. Do you drive a French car, vacation in Bali or the Maldives, listen to Coldplay or Dylan, read the Financial Times or The Guardian? It doesn't matter. We'll all meet at the food halls. And yet, these ghostly hippies still haunt us. They spit on performers, mock anyone with critical awareness, reduce to complainers and fantasists, because who's going to pay? The world has become like a relationship where the only topic of conversation is the household budget. It's become binary and neo-puritanical. Sure, the welfare state and women's liberation would have happened anyway without the hippies, but it's striking that these are now under massive attack as well. One cause the hippies seem to be winning is the war on drugs. The hyper-liberals have figured out that robots are cheaper and easier than humans, and the internet makes it impossible to stop drugs when we can just data mine our way to control. Hash turns everyone into zombies, and Coke transforms the masses into working robots, in a hyper-liberal mouse wheel. Don't we all feel that the new iPhone doesn't make us happy for more than 2 minutes? That consumption has become suspicious. That even fashion is the new porn? Wouldn't we rather have more time than more money, more real friends and fewer on Facebook? Wouldn't we rather travel the world safely than huddle together in all-inclusive neo-colonial wallpaper ghetto forts? Are we still interested in Viagra, Funtex, and Coke, Audi and stress, stock trading apps on the toilet, cruel irony versus visionary idealism, authentic versus fake, form versus substance, empathy over ego trips, alienation versus presence, dialogue over clickbait debate wars, retro data mining versus genuine breakthroughs? Wouldn't you rather have Marx, Freud, Lying, Leary, LSD, Stockhausen, Cage, Hendrix, Zeppelin, Sly, James Brown, the Beatles, Kubrick, Bergman, Coppola, Scorsese, Foucault, Burroughs, then Drake, Ritalin, Snapchat, generic TV crime series, Los Angeles, and